Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Morocco. So let's begin. Officially known as the Kingdom of Morocco, is located in Maghreb region of North Africa, and it overlooks with the Mediterranean Sea to the north and with the Atlantic Ocean to the west. Also with land border with Algeria to the east and Western Sahara to the south. The capital is Rabat, and the largest city is Casablanca. Morocco spans an area of 7,850 square kilometers and has a population of over 36 million of people. The Alawite dynasty, which rules to this day, seized power in 1631. The country's strategic location near to the mouth of the Mediterranean Sea attracts the interest of Europe, and in 1912 Morocco was divided into French and Spanish protectorates, with an international zone in Tangier. It regained its independence in 1956 and had since remained comparatively stable and prosperous by regional standards, being the fifth largest best economic country in Africa. Morocco claims the non-self-governing territory of Western Sahara, formerly Spanish Sahara, as its southern provinces. After Spain agreed to decolonize the territory of Morocco and Mauritania in 1975, a guerrilla war arose with local forces. Mauritania abdicated its independence in 1979, and the war lasted until a ceasefire in 1991. Morocco currently occupies two-thirds of the territory, and peace processes have thus far failed to break the political deadlock. Morocco's predominant religion is Islam, and its official languages are Arabic and Berber, which is an Afro-Asiatic language. The latter achieving official recognition of the language was in 2011, having been the native language of Morocco before the Muslim conquest in the 7th century CE. The Moroccan dialect of Arabic, referred to as Darija, and French are also widely spoken, though Moroccan culture is a blend of Berber, Arab, Sephardi Jews, Western Africa, and European influences. Morocco's English name is based on Marrakech, its capital under the Almoravid dynasty and Almohad Caliphate, and it is also an anglicization of Spanish Marruecos. The origin of the name Marrakech is disputed, but is most likely from the Berber words Amur Akush, or land of God. The modern Berber name for Marrakech is Mrak, and it spells Mrrakc. As I, as I was saying at the beginning, Morocco has a coast by the Atlantic Ocean that reaches past the Strait of Gibraltar into the Mediterranean Sea, and it's bordered by Spain to the north, a water border through the strait, and land borders with three small Spanish-controlled territories: Ceuta, Melilla, and Peñón de Vélez de la Gomera. Algeria to the east, and Western Sahara to the south. But since Morocco controls most of this last one, the southern boundary is Mauritania. Continuing with the geography of Morocco, it spans from the Atlantic Ocean to mountainous areas to the Sahara Desert. A large part of Morocco is mountainous. For example, the Atlas Mountains, which are a mountain range and are located mainly in the center and in the south of the country, or the Rif Mountains, which has some fertile plains and are located in the north of the country. Both ranges are mainly inhabited by the Berber people. In addition to the last one, the Rif region receives more rainfall than any other region in Morocco. Therefore, cannabis can be cultivated in this region and have been happened over the last 60 years. Even though Morocco is the world's largest exporter of the sticky cannabis resin or kief, here smoking or growing marijuana is illegal, and the penalty for being caught with it is 10 years in prison. Despite the ban, the kief industry continued to thrive, and in the 1970s it expanded exponentially due to an influx of hippie travelers from Europe and North America. Although for some travelers, sampling Moroccan kief or Maroc in its place of origin is one of the main reasons to travel there. But if you get caught in trouble by the police, they are frequently let you off with only a fine little due. Nonetheless, not all of Reef Mountain's towns are so safe. For example, in places like Ketama, law enforcement is less tolerant and often pose as drug dealers, making it more likely that you will be caught and prosecuted. To buy Maroc, you need to go to the Chefchaouen city, that at first was a refugee camp and now is a super popular tourist spot. Aside from peddlers hawking marijuana from the surrounding region, the most eye-catching characteristic of this highland town is the appearance of the buildings, painted in a varying shades of blue. Pale blue doors leap out against whitewashed walls, and the entire alleyways emulate the cloudless sky above. By the way, there is a little indication of the origins of the beautiful color of the city. Actually, it is a medieval remnant of a population long lost in the area. During the late 15th century, when the Spanish Inquisition forced Muslim and Jewish out of Europe. Beginning in 1471, Chefchaouen was founded essentially as a refugee camp with a prominent Jewish influence. And because of this influence they followed, is why the refugees paint their buildings blue as reminder of the God's power above. Even as the Jewish population faded in the area and gave way to a stronger Muslim presence, the tradition of blue buildings continued. Today, residents of Chefchaouen still regularly paint their houses, keeping the blue city fresh and the lost tradition alive. And finally, the amazing cats. Because meanwhile you are walking around the streets, cats are one of the most abundant sights in Morocco. There are estimated to be as many cat streets in Morocco as there are people. Cats have long been an inherent part of Moroccan culture and everyday life. living harmoniously with the people of the country. Even though most of the cats are strays, bowls of water and food scraps are often seen left out by the locals to show good faith. As for out of town travelers, you will quickly recognize that there is no way you can have a peaceful meal outdoor without being circled by numerous street cats demanding a bite of your food. Of course, it is not always a happy scene when you come across with these feisty felines. The abundance of stray cats and no population control means some of them will have to through rough illness, lack of food, and injuries. These are often heartbreaking to see, but paints a realistic picture of their daily life in Morocco. So I hope you have learned something about Morocco, and if you decide to go, be careful because it is not as beautiful as we think. And have a very nice week. So, goodbye.